So this trait honestly is going to determine if you're going to be successful. And when I say successful, I'm not just talking like, oh, financially you're going to do well. But obviously financially I've done okay for myself at the age of 21. There's my G-Wagon, there's my Aston, so on and so forth. But that's cliche. That's the typical guru. Look at my cars, look at my life. You can look at my story in another video. That's not what this video is about. What this video is about is how to actually know if you have the traits of all the successful people that I've seen. Because guys, I've seen a lot of people come and go, especially in the how to make money online space. Oh my God, who hasn't tried? Realistically, who do you know that hasn't tried to make money online? That's a better question than who has tried. Almost everyone tries. So first and foremost, I want you to start thinking about the fact that just because you're trying, this is going to sound cruel, but it doesn't matter. Like, who hasn't tried? Everyone has a friend that tried dropshipping. Everyone has a friend that tried day trading. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're that friend and you're still unsuccessful in doing that thing. Let's just keep it a buck, right? So how do you know if you're actually going to be successful? The most successful people that I've met in making money online always talk about their short-term immediate goals as those small titrates up to the big goal. So the people that I've met that never do shit, that never make the kind of money that they want to make, have egos, right? So they're never willing to admit that they're not anywhere near the position that they want to be in. Let's say right now that person makes $0 a month. They're like, oh, I'm going to build this business to make me 200 grand a month. And it's like, bro, do you even have any concept of how far away you are from 200,000 a month? The hires you need to make, the shit that you need to learn about taxes, the amount of people that you need to reach out to, the amount of people that you need to train, maybe the business partner that you haven't met yet. Like, bro, you're probably years away from that, years. And facing that reality for the average person and the pain that they're going to need to go through over the course of years is literally too painful for the average dude. And they're just like, fuck it. I'd rather just stay in the position that I'm in and mentally masturbate about my goals and just think to myself, it'll happen, you know, God's timing, the universe. They just pawn it off on something outside of themselves when realistically you are in control. If God woke you up with your health, and if God woke you up with the ability to work today, you have everything you need to be in the position that you want to be in. And that should be where your mindset shifts to. Not when the time is right. No, the time is right now. Right now. So if that person with that level of ego would literally just say, shit, I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but 10,000 a month would change my life, right? Like if I was just at 10K a month, that would be game changer to me. So if I could figure that out and if I could get the education to learn just that, that's life changing. So that alone makes that person more likely to succeed. Why? Because now they've maybe sent themselves a goal that might only be 90 days or 120 days away. So if you imagine to yourself 10K a month is the finish line, you might be able to work hard enough to get yourself to that goalpost. And then by getting to that goalpost, you would have built so many good habits to get there that it'll be easier to hit the next goalpost and then the next one and then the next one and then the next one. So many entrepreneurs die at the fact that they're nowhere near their end game goal. Bro, the end game goal is to continue wanting to play the game. Once you make more and more money, you'll realize that more money doesn't do shit for you after a certain point, other than you put it into an investment account and you let it grow and compound. And the goal is to wake up with a certain level of love for the game. Like that's the goal, right? And that's a separate topic. But to know if you're really going to be successful, are you the kind of person that can set a small goal, chip away at that goal, humble yourself and say, I am absolutely nowhere near my end game goal, but let me just start stacking small wins, right? I'll give you a perfect example. I just started a new business called OnlyOwners.ai. And if you're a salesperson, it's a tool that can be used by basically any salesperson that's in B2B, or any salesperson that just wants to scrape accurate wireless cell numbers, emails, and people's names. So for example, if you drive by a business and let's say you prospect restaurant owners, you could take a photo of the restaurant within the tool and it'll pull you the owner of the business with their direct cell and email. It is a crazy concept. Not a lot of people have built a tool like this, and it is going to be designed for salespeople. So my end game goal is sell this business for 9 figures, right? Sell this company for $100 million fucking dollars, right? And I own another business. I also own a marketing agency called Del Priori Hospitality. We're already a multi-million-dollar business. But I'll give you an example. When I first started Del Priori Hospitality, the goal was just 10K a month, right? And then at 10K a month, we then slid the goalpost. We kept sliding it and sliding it and sliding it. And now that business does millions of dollars a year. So my goal with Only Owners AI is let's just get it to 10K a month. And then once we hit 10K a month, let's try to get it to 20. From 20, let's try to get to 50. And along the way, I will meet the right people and form the right relationships and have enough of the right situations and scenarios play out where I will, without a shadow of a doubt, achieve my long-term goal of selling this business for hundreds of millions of dollars. But that goal is far away. That goal might be 7 years down the road. So all I'm asking God for is for the health and the ambition and the want to wake up every single day and work so that I can build a good life for myself and continue living a good life. That's all I'm asking for, right? And that's all I need to really hit that big goal. If you're asking God, why have I not achieved my goals? Why have I not gotten to where I want to get to? Like, you don't even live the way you need to. You don't even create the inputs that would give you the output. You can't stick to the small things. Most people can't even get off drugs and alcohol for 30 days, man. 30 days. I've been off all drugs and alcohol for now over 6 years. Most people can't stick to that for a month. I'm talking not a sip of alcohol at dinner. I'm talking not a cigarette after a meal. Nothing. I haven't touched anything in over 6 years, right? Most people can't even stick to that. So if you can't build the habits and become the person and look at just tiny goals, almost as your end game goalpost, and celebrate that small win and then move on to that next goal, you will never hit the big goal. I promise you, you will never get there. And that should bother you, right? So start adjusting your goals. If your goal is, I want to make $1 million a year, start breaking that up into tiny little goals. Okay, first hit 10K per month. Beautiful. Then hit 20K per month. But imagine 10K a month is the end of the journey. So once you hit 10K a month, reward yourself. Reward yourself with a nice dinner. Show yourself, I hit that goal, I got the reward. Fantastic. You're now reteaching your brain to actually gain reward through things that are challenging and things that are difficult. And that's how we're supposed to be as humans anyway. We're not supposed to be able to get on Instagram and scroll, dopamine fix, dopamine fix, dopamine fix. That's why your brain's fried. That's why you can't sit in front of a fucking laptop for 20 minutes. That's why, right? So if we know that these things are the case and we know that these things are true, it's a simple formula. Fix your habits and then break down your big goal into these tiny little goals that you can look at over the course of multiple years. Stretch that goalpost out. Stop looking at people that have already done millions of dollars in sales at a young age because you don't know how young they were when they started. People look at me as a multimillionaire at 21. Bro, I started trialing with businesses when I was fucking 15. I had my first real successful business that was making multiple six figures a year at 17. So to get to where I'm at was years as is, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. So I continue breaking up my large goals into these small, measurable, bite-sized goals until I hit the big goal. Stick to it.